Praise the name of the Lord. Welcome to Honorable Vessels. My name is Jacqueline Kansimi Mrindo. We're going to share this week, we're going to be sharing about prayer and fasting. Prayer and fasting is a very, very powerful weapon for every Christian. And we are looking at a story in Matthew chapter 17, verses 14 to 21. In this very scripture, there was a man whose son suffered because of epilepsy. He was epileptic and he suffered severely, often fell in water, sometimes in fire. And he brought him to the disciples, but they couldn't cure him. So when he brought him to Jesus, Jesus said to his disciples that, "You faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I bear with you?" Jesus rebuked the demon, and it came out of the boy, and the child was cured from that very hour. And later the disciples came to Jesus and asked him, "Why couldn't we cast it out?" Jesus mentioned two things in this scripture. First of all, he commented about their unbelief, which is also lack of faith. And in most cases, Christians pray out of routine. They don't have faith. Actually, when God answers their prayer, they're shocked. They're like, that fast? How did he answer my prayer so fast? Because they don't have faith. Do you have faith when you pray? Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1 says, "Now faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we do not see." That is what faith is. You're sure. When you're praying for this person, you're sure they're going to be fine. And they will actually be fine. Why? Because you have the faith. And verse 6 says, "And without faith, it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who earnestly seek him." So when you earnestly seek God, there's a reward. He answers you. But without faith, you displease him. You cannot please him. The other thing Jesus talked about was prayer being coupled with fasting and how powerful it was. In Matthew 17:21, Jesus said, "However, this kind does not go out except by prayer and fasting." So there are stubborn things that cannot just go out by prayer, but they need prayer coupled with fasting. And Jesus fasted a lot. He prayed a lot. He fasted a lot, setting an example for us as Christians so that we can learn the power that is in prayer and fasting. When he was seated by the well in John chapter 4, he was fasting. And we read that the disciples, in verse 8, the disciples had gone to the city. The disciples had gone to the city to buy food because they were hungry. And when they came back, when you look at verse 31 to 33, when they came back, they urged him to eat. They said, "Meanwhile, his disciples urged him, 'Rabbi, eat something.' But he said to them, 'I have food to eat that you know nothing about.' Then his disciples said to each other, 'Would someone have brought him food?' They thought he had eaten. But he told them, 'I have food you know nothing about.' And this was his food. In verse 34, he said, 'My food,' said Jesus, 'is to do the will of him who sent me and to finish his work.'" That would make Jesus satisfied. Doing the Father's will and finishing his work. That was his food. So there are stubborn things that we will encounter in life, whether it's a disease or any other challenge, that will not go except by prayer and fasting. In the book of Esther, there was a man called Haman, and he hatched a plan to destroy the Jews. This plan Mordecai came to know about the plan, and he sent a message to Esther. Remember, Esther had just become queen, and because she got a message from Mordecai, she sent back a message and said, "You know what? I can't go to the king. It has to be my turn to go and see the king. If I go there, I can lose my life unless he extends his scepter to me." Esther was hesitant, but later Mordecai shook her out of her comfort and he said, "You think you're going to survive because you are in the palace. Your people will be destroyed. And who knows that you have come to such a royal position for such a time as this?" So Esther realized that she actually had a weapon of warfare. She had prayer, she had fasting. And I think all this came from the way Mordecai had raised her. So Esther sent back a message to Mordecai and told him, "Tell all the Jews to fast for me, and I will fast together with my servants." So Esther fasted for 3 days, no water, no food. And all the Jews fasted because they were all in fear, trembling. The letters had been sent out by Haman showing that they were going to be annihilated. And I don't know what letter has been sent to you, whether it's a termination letter, whether it is a report of a terminal illness, and you feel like you finished, you are about to go, you're not going to survive this. I don't know what it is. Is it divorce papers that have been served to you? So when this Esther got to know that she actually had what she could use, she went into a 3-day fast. And that fast was so powerful. And if you have done that fast, you know how powerful it is. By the 3rd day, you feel like life is getting out of you. But from within, you are as strong as a lion because your inner man has been strengthened. Your spirit man is so alert. You're getting dreams, you're getting visions, you are getting strategy. And Esther came out of this fast with a strategy. And she went and met the king. And when she met the king, before she could even ask anything, the king told her, "Esther, what is it that you want? Even if half the kingdom, I'll give it to you." That is how powerful prayer coupled with fasting can be. So many things happened when they fasted. Esther received favor. The king wanted to hear what she had to say. Haman, who had planned to finish the Jews, was killed. The pole he had actually put up to impale Mordecai on is the one he was impaled on. His sons were killed. Mordecai was remembered. He had done a beautiful thing to save the king's life and everything was tucked away. But books of remembrance were opened and Mordecai was honored. Mordecai was given Haman's estate. So many things happened. The Jews, there was a turnaround. Actually, in chapter 9, scripture says that the tables were in favor of the Jews. And they had an upper hand over those who were supposed to kill them, to annihilate them. Those who were scared and trembling and thinking they were finished ended up in happiness, joy, gladness, feasting, and celebration. When you read Esther 8 and 9, you will read all these things and what was able to be done because these people fasted and prayed and sought God, and He fought for them. So many things happened, and I want to encourage you to read the book of Esther. It's a very short book, only 10 chapters, but very loaded. You can see the power of prayer and fasting and how it can turn around everything. Read that book, read it several times, highlight the prayer direction you get from all those chapters. But also, if you can, and I know you can, do the Esther fast as often as you can, and you will watch the stubborn things in your life, the things that cannot go except by prayer and fasting, all give way. Whether it's a disease, whether it's a habit, whether it's a family challenge, whether it's a challenge at work, you're going to see God fight for you. I want to encourage you. There is power in prayer coupled with fasting. And whatever it is that you're going through, God is able to address it. It may be a long-standing illness, like for the epileptic boy. I don't know where that long-standing illness has taken you. For this boy, the epilepsy would throw him in water, would throw him in fire. But God in His mercy protected him, and all those things did not kill him. Remember, when he falls in water, he doesn't know what's going on. He could have drowned, but God protected him. And I know God has protected you for such a time as this, and he wants to deliver you. Can you use these weapons? Can you go into prayer and fasting and pray? If you can pray through the scriptures, especially the book of Esther, now that you're going to do the Esther fast, you'll see God come through for you. The enemies in your life, you will see no more, because those enemies, whether it's a disease or anything, they represent harmony in your life. Whoever is hatching an evil plan for you, they will be frustrated. And those kinds of things that cannot go except by prayer and fasting, they all will give way, and you'll enjoy your life to the maximum. God bless you. Thank you for listening to us. Please do not forget to share, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Be blessed.